So today we are going to talk about the Downpour DLC Slugcat and their abilities and powers. Okay, so the first Slugcat we're going to talk about is the Gourmand. Gourmand gets exhausted if you throw the spear. I mean, come on, you run from like lizards every single day. I find the Gourmand hard to play because he can't jump very high and he's pretty slow. And like, if you're just trying to climb stuff or get away, you just get exhausted. But he has a higher chance of surviving a lizard bite. So if you get bitten a lot because you're slow, because the Gourmand, you also can escape because you're the Gourmand. You can also combine two things to make a new thing. I wasted a bat fly for a stinking mushroom? You can also use one food pip to take a random thing out of your mouth. A bubble fruit? There's no water in the outskirts. Another useless thing? The Gourmand is against me. Well, a good thing about the Gourmand, or, well, better power than others, is that you can butt slam lizards and, yeah, use it for self-defense. The last thing about the Gourmand is the Gourmand can eat lizards. So, yeah, I guess that can come handy. Next Slugcat is the Rivulet. The Rivulet is way more athletic than the Gourmand. I mean, like, way more. The Rivulet is also a very agile swimmer. And it can freeze underwater for way longer than a normal Slugcat. The problem I have with the Rivulet is because it's so fast, it makes it hard to control, so then that makes it kind of unpredictable, and then sometimes you accidentally, like, jump too far, or like too high, or like not enough. Okay, so the next ability we're going to talk about, other than like, the speed, is the Rivulet's ability to have very moist hands, or something like that. It just, bubble fruit you have to usually throw in water to make it pop, but the Rivulet just has to hold it to make it pop, so maybe it's all that running that makes his hands sweaty or something. The Rivulet also isn't that bothered by leeches usually, unless it's like a swarm, or what do you call a group of leeches? The next Slugcat is the Artificer, which regrettably does not have moist hands like the Rivulet. The Artificer has a bomb jump, which means it can jump around and avoid stuff and escape. Anyway, the bomb jump is handy for platforming and getting around when you don't want to use your legs. The Artificer can also take one normal spear and turn it into a bomb spear for the cost of one food pip. Yes, my plan is complete! I tricked the lizard. Oh, and the Artificer can also eat lizards like the Gourmand. Now, to talk about the Artificer's weakness. So, the Artificer is a very bad swimmer, or a very low breath meter, and if the Artificer drowns, it explodes. It also explodes if it's electrocuted by a centipede. The Artificer is also more immune to explosions. It can still die from explosions. It just so you don't die as often because you're all about explosions. The Artificer is. The Artificer can also explode if a bomb jumps too many times, and it starts fizzing like crazy, and then you keep bomb jumping, you explode. The last ability the Artificer can do is, so it can maul things. So like this egg bug, if you maul it while it's still alive, it dies, so, and then you can eat it. Now, the Artificer has an enemy. The Artificer is enemies with the Scavengers. So, Scavengers will attack you on sight, and yeah, it's kind of fun with Scavenger tools and stuff, but yeah. It's like part of the story and stuff, so yeah. So, because the Artificer is worse enemies with the Scavengers, they send elite Scavengers after you to hunt you down, which are basically Scavengers with really good weapons. So the next Slugcat is the Spearmaster. The Spearmaster can't eat things like fruits or anything a normal Slugcat eats, but it can get food by stabbing living creatures. And it can grow spears out of its tail, and the only way to get food is to stab creatures with those spears. So, if you throw a spear and pick it back up again, it will start to fade to black, and then you can't get food by stabbing creatures anymore from that spear. So you have to make new ones, which I find kind of annoying, and you have to keep making new spears, and it takes a little while to make them, so you're just like constantly making them, which I kind of find a problem for the Spearmaster. You also can't eat fruit, which is sometimes sad. It's like it's taunting you. But you can stab batflies, so you can eat them. It just, sometimes it can be kind of hard to hit. I guess that's with everything though. The next Slugcat is a Saint. The Saint has a long tongue it can use like a grappling hook. But in real life that'd be kind of gross because then you taste the root and stuff. So I'm glad I don't actually have that. The Saint can't throw spears though. So you just have to use your tongue to like evade all the creatures. The Saint also can't eat any living creatures like batflies, so it can only eat fruits and vegetables. But it's fun to hang on your tongue and eat them, because it's your destiny. And if you eat a batfly or any living thing, either it pops in your hand or you go unconscious for a while, which isn't good if you're being chased by something. You can also use your tongue to go places where you're not supposed to go. But the camera doesn't follow, so we'll never see what it's like up there. A fun part about being the saint is you can actually pull creatures off of things with your tongue. So just as a warning, this next part contains spoilers, so I guess if you don't want spoilers, don't watch it. In the Saint campaign, if you get max karma, either by finding all the echoes or meeting 5 pebbles, you get new magic powers. The first Saint power is where you can fly over things. It's only for a short while, and if you run out of the energy, you have to rest for a while, so you can't fly forever. But it is useful to get around, or just like to fly over worm grass or gaps, or over some water thing, and you can get to places you couldn't get to before. The next Saint power is Ascending Creatures, which basically means you instant kill them. And sometimes it's kind of hard and they have to be in range, but it's pretty effective once you do. If you're trying to ascend creatures, just note that you would drop anything in your hands. It will just fly away if you try to ascend anything. So if you're holding something important, you may lose it if you're trying to ascend something. Okay, for our next spoiler, if you're in the starting screen and you type in Sophanthio, I don't know how to say it, it will bring up this new Slugcat. So, you play as the Enot, and it's always shelter failure. You start out in the memory crypts, and yeah, I'd say this is crazy. It's really hard to see if there's any mirror spurts because they just like blend in with the environment. So, I mean, you die without even knowing you're dead yet. Wait, I actually made it? I didn't actually expect it to make it across memory crypts. So, I guess we're going to the Shaded Citadel. Which, okay, yeah, it's actually not that much better. I need to eat that much food? Oh, that's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna survive. Oh no, I may drown. I can't see myself in the water. That's creepy. It's really hard to maneuver in the water.
Goodbye, gamer.
So, it turns out, in the Enot, there's lots of weird noises and stuff.
Good night,
So,
gamer.
yay! So the Enot has like this white egg thing, and if it throws it, it's a huge bomb that explodes. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned new stuff about Rainworld. Yeah, you may want to play the game sometime. Also, if you want to know, my favorite Slugcats are the Artificer and the Saint.